Asagao Academy, Normal Boots Club.
Hey guys, it's me, Samantha. So, finally, after promising you months ago that I would do my Asagao Academy Let's Play, here it is. I hope you guys are happy that I'm finally doing it. So actually this is my second time doing this, because the first time, for some reason, the audio got messed up. I don't really know what happened there, but hopefully the second time will be good, and I don't have to do it for a third time. Also, for those of you who don't know, I voice Hana, the cute pink-haired cutie pie right there. So yeah, let's begin! The train made its way along the gentle curve of the coast of Japan, whisking me farther and farther from home. Across from me sat a boy, face half buried in a newspaper. He was deeply entranced in whatever article he was reading and hadn't spoken a single word to me, even when I asked if I could join him in the last compartment with any available space. He shrugged, nodded, and adjusted his newspaper without ever making eye contact. It'd been almost an hour, in fact, and he hadn't once looked at me. Wow, kind of rude. Devoid of conversation, I took instead to counting the buttons on the pretentiously lush carmine seat cushions. 1, 2, 3, 21, 22, and so forth, over and over. Now and again, I turned to look out the window where the trees were blurring by. Sometimes the smeared green would break and reveal the quiet blue of the Sea of Japan. Eventually, this rapidity made my stomach churn, and I went back to counting the buttons on the seat cushions. 1, 2, 3. The train compartment shuddered around us. My eyes wandered to the boy and his jacket. It wasn't the school-issued blue that I and the other students on the train were wearing. Instead, it was a green varsity-like jacket with an embroidered patch poorly sewn on front. So, you were first year then? He folded his newspaper neatly, set it in his lap, and looked at me with a half-interested gaze. Did he just catch me staring? Good job, Hana. Good job. Now that the paper was gone, I saw his face. He watched me through heavy-lidded eyes. His hair was immaculately groomed, his teeth straight and blindingly bright. There was something about him, the way the light hit him, that made him look like he was almost sparkling. Me? He glanced around the compartment, empty beside us, and laughed. Oh, no, I'm not a first year. I'm a third year. The train began to slow, metal wheels groaning against metal tracks. The sudden shift threatened to rob me of whatever was left in my stomach, but I closed my eyes and took a deep breath, willing myself to keep it together. Girl, please don't puke on anyone. I don't think that would be, good. What kind of impression would I leave, puking on a student before I even arrived at the academy? Exactly. The boy frowned. I picked at the hem of my cotton skirt. That's not possible. I've never seen you before. It took me a moment of mouth fishing to find a response. It's because I'm a transfer student? Girl, do you not know if you're a transfer student or not? It's not a question, it's a statement! He laughed again. A transfer student, huh? We don't get many of those. I removed my acceptance letter from the front pocket of my uniform. The paper, heavyweight, off-white, had accumulated creases from my reading and rereading, as if the words might have changed since the last time I read it. The boy took it, studied it, then handed it back to me.
I'll see you around.
Well then, Hana, I suppose I'll be seeing you around. He smiled at me as he picked up the suitcase lying next to him. By the time I hiccuped a response, he was already gone from the compartment. I stared out into the empty hallway of the train. It was then that I realized he, having gotten my name from the acceptance letter, knew my name and I never got his. Smart. The train settled at the station and I filed out with the rest of the uniformed students. It was early April and the last frost of winter had come and gone. The trees were already green, their leaves shivering in the occasional gust weaving through them. The air was mild, only a few clouds hanging in the sky. I walked along the road with the swarm of blue-jacketed bodies, looking at the little groups breaking off from the crowd. Everyone was buzzing so animatedly around me. I held my suitcase tight in my sweaty hands. It was leather-bound and worn more than anything, and worth more than anything it contained. Sorry. It wasn't far to the school, and I was, for maybe the first time in my life, thankful that what I owned didn't amount to much. My school issued black Oxfords clicked on the pavement. I walked this way over and over in my head. I can read, I promise, guys. I walked this way over and over in my mind. So many nights I lay awake, imagining what it would be like to walk from the train station to Asagao Academy this first time. My new start. I always imagined that everything would change for me on this walk. That somehow everything would be magically different. But as I looked around, I realized nothing had changed. Oh, that's so sad. I hadn't changed. By the time I reached the massive gate to the academy, let me reread that. What is wrong with me today? By the time I reached the massive gate to the academy, I forgot all about the disappointment slouching in the back of my throat. The school, framed by the gate's twisting black metal, was just as beautiful as the glossy photos I saw in its pamphlets. This was it, Asagao Academy. I glanced around. The swarm of students gathered around the gate. Beyond it, tiny blue people bounced around the academy's main building. A girl pressed a button to one side of the gate. The excitement in the air was almost palpable. A few moments later, the black gate, with great effort, creaked outwards and cleared the pathway. As the rest of the group shifted into motion, I followed along, a sheep in the herd. My stomach tied itself into knots. Oh man, I'm feeling a little nervous for her too. The crowd split off in different directions. For a moment, I panicked. A tired-looking man with graying hair called out for first years, a cluster of fresh-faced students gathering around him. Hey, look at that girl! Rude. I turned. A few feet away, a small group of boys were pointing at me and snickering. Pink hair? Are you kidding me? How desperate can you get? Screw you, man. Ugh. Hot shame crawled down my neck. I attached myself to a group of girls, following a few steps behind them. In the distance, cicadas hummed in time to my shoes crunching against gravel. My hair. It wasn't my fault that my hair looked like this. Luckily, I found myself at the girls' dormitory, a large sign in the lawn reading Primrose House. The building dwarfed me in size and sheer intimidation. How many students do Asagao have? As I approached the building, a red-headed girl lingering nearby caught my attention. Okay, so I think we'll stop here, and in the next part we'll meet this cutie and see who she is. I mean, I already know, but anyway, so I have a poll going on for whose route I should pursue. I kind of had this poll going on for a while now, but if you haven't participated yet, then you guys should totally vote. And I won't decide until we get to the flower festival. Oh, did I spoil it? Well, anyway, if you guys have played it yourself or have watched other Let's Plays, then you'll know there's a flower festival where you basically pick who you pursue. Anyway, I'm not gonna say anymore, but You guys should totally vote, and if you don't know who they are, just vote whoever sounds good to you. Yeah? Sound good? Okay, so I will catch you guys later.